All right, y'all. So we are back in the building. And to be honest, y'all, I have some questions. I got some questions that need to be answered. And so we're going to take some time to hopefully answer some of these questions, or you can answer down in the comment section down below. Okay. So, first things first, what's going on with Tamar and this man? Okay. Well, we heard from the man, JR. Okay. Is he a personal injury attorney or something like that? Norman, is that what he do? Find out. Okay. Anyway, Tamar is commenting. Okay. She clapping back about this situation. And let's go over what she got to say because he done had his say. Now, I feel like it's only fitting, okay, that she also says something because here's the thing. She being the more popular person, being the person with the most notoriety, has said nothing about that situation. Granted, she had insinuated something, but it had not been really confirmed. And most of her focus, honestly, seemed to be on her work and the doggone near sold out shows that she's putting together, I think, with her own team, right? So celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Love and War album. All right. If you've never had an opportunity to hear Tamar in person, I would definitely tell you make your way to wherever she is because she throws all the way down. Say what you want about her in terms of whether or not you like her on camera personality, but that on stage persona gives. Okay. And I'm talking gives. Ain't no do wop pop up in here. All right. Just giving you guys the truth of the matter from my own opinion. Anyway, she says this. I have a quick testimony. Imagine your home being robbed, moving to a new city, trying to find your new tribe, never finding where you fit in, and then finally settling in with at least one person you trust. To getting your car robbed and vandalized, then broken up with from the person you love and feel safe with, all in the same hour. What are you doing, God? It's too much. So I'm assuming it feels to me like Tamar is having a bit of a hard time. Is she in Atlanta right now? It feels like she's having a bit of a hard time down to the Atlanta. Um, if you live in the Atlanta area, I mean, is it as bad as this post really makes it seem? I have, obviously friends that live there, and they talk about like how hard it is in the area right now due to all of the crime. So to me, I mean, but I guess if that's what the work is, that's where you got to go, right? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat down below because these could just be certain people's perspective based on what they've gone through, right? Anyway, she says, "What are you doing, God? It's too much." Oh, not to mention, let's point out the fact that apparently he was he broke up with her in the same hour she found out about her car being robbed and vandalized. That's crazy. She says, "What are you doing, God? It's too much?" Question mark, exclamation point. She says, "It's not. That's a lie. Let me tell y'all something. He's changing your situation, changing your environment, changing everything so that he can finish something in you that he started. Trust in him. Trust the process. God got you. Hashtag been encouraged, never give up. It's all right around the corner. If he doesn't change your situation, change will never come." She then says, "I was only telling you about my situation so you can reflect on your own situation. Nothing happened to me, it happened for me. I'm no victim. I'm a survivor who's in rehearsal for my very own tour that's almost 100% sold out. I'll take it, God, and whatever else you have for me." Heart emoji. All right. So a lot of people, not a lot of people, it was actually really one comment that really kind of like annoyed me. When I posted the original story, which was the title was Bad News for Tamar. For me, it was bad news for Tamar, not necessarily because of the breakup, but for me, it was because the man was speaking out and it wasn't in a flattering way. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about, regaining positivity back in his life, and it made it seem like he was kind of dissing her or downing her. And that's completely up to interpretation, but that's how it seemed. That's how it read. I didn't read no more into it than what I felt like, anybody else did. So yeah, I didn't like that. I felt like that was unnecessary. And I think that as a grown man, he didn't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is what it is. And then also trying to seem for me, it felt like he was trying to make it seem like, yeah, I was the one who broke up with her, which she does basically confirm here. But it's like, did we need to know all that? Not really. Personally, I didn't need to know it, right? But now that it's out here, we talking about it. Okay. So that's the tea on that. All right. So now we know what's going on in that situation. All right. Okay. So we have got to talk about a couple of other situations. Let's head on over to our friends over at Reality Chat, right? Got There have been actually several trailers that have come out for Basketball Wives LA and Basketball Wives Orlando. We're really going to focus our attention on Basketball Wives LA. I'm not really sure if we will be reviewing Orlando because y'all know it's very difficult when you have two shows that come on the same night for me to do a review and for me to give good energy to both of those recaps. A recap takes a lot out of me because I'm really giving my full energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a lot of notes. I'm giving it my, I'm really trying to, for me, I'm trying to give enough of a recap for people who maybe don't watch the show, to hopefully maybe want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? And for people who did watch the show, we can discuss with greater clarity some of the things that we saw and really try to digest them, right? So I say all that to say, who knows about Orlando right now? I will watch it definitely, but who knows if we're going to get a recap from it or not? It just depends on what it gives, right? But for now, we're going to focus on LA. And we're going to focus on a couple of things from these trailers. Now, hold on. I didn't jump that off the screen. I also want to pull up a couple of visuals because I got a couple of questions for you guys. Now, I want to know what y'all think about this relationship with Jennifer and this man. Okay. Now, by this man, I mean Christian Gold. All right. Now, if you follow, they have their own YouTube channel or whatever like that, and they are engaged at this point. She seems very happy. He seems like he's treating her well. I'm gonna say that. However, I also want to say that in this trailer, okay, Miss Vanessa Ryder is giving some tea that the man has been incarcerated for allegedly. Let me put the alleged badge up here because I don't know, and I'm not gonna do any deep dive research on it to be honest with you, because I just don't be feeling like it to be honest. And I don't judge people on their past. Let me just say that as well. I sometimes I do a little judgy. I can be a little Judge Judy, but it ain't to the degree that I'm like gonna drag the person for it because I feel like when you got family members that's been there and they didn't turn their life around, you know what you know. And so many of us have family members, friends, loved ones who have been in the same situation. So it felt like she was trying to out that about him, as well as this allegation that he has also since changed his name from his original name. Now, granted, Christian Gold could just be what he chooses to go by. Like, everybody got like an alias or something like that, especially if you in the public eye or you're a performer or something like that. Um, it is what it is. So there's that aspect of it. So I don't know where that's going. But Jennifer says something that I actually pretty much respect. I mean, the only person that has to be okay with all of that is her. And she appears and she says she's fine with it. So that's that on that. Now, the other relationship that I want to know more about, because we were just talking about Tamar and JR, who were also featured on the Queen's Court that was streaming on Peacock, where Evelyn Lozada, Tamar Braxton, and Nivea set off on this search to find, to court, the dudes and figure out who was going to be right for them, right? Is it just me, or does it seem like some of these relationship shows where the celebrities go on to try to find love, like they eventually, for some reason, all seem to fall apart? I don't know what's going on with that. So my question to y'all is, are they still together? Okay, that's the question, because in the trailer for the show, there was actually two trailers. One, I cannot recall where I saw it at, but it was like a little mini teaser where she talked about her love life being complicated or something like that. But in this one clip, I know it's posted on, I think it was posted, I saw it on the Jasmine brand, but I also saw it on Reality Chat. She was saying to him something to the degree about, something, she was crying in the scene. She talking about, it's hard for me to fathom this idea of getting married again. Okay. And maybe I think it's as a result of the previous marriages that she'd had that all ended. And we all understand, or at least have some idea of the complications that can come with a divorce. Okay. For many people, that could be financial loss, that can be, loss of time with the kids, that can be bankruptcy. It can be a lot of different things that people end up going through as a result of a divorce. So I can understand to a certain degree this anxiety that she may have. But my question then becomes like, so why get engaged? Why say yes to the man? Was it just a good look for the Queen's Court as the show, since it was all, I think all the episodes aired in one day, like you could stream the entire season? I think was that it was, or is that, because I didn't honestly watch it, because I felt like I knew the end. Like the day if the show came out, it was an announcement that the two couples had been made. So I was like, well, what do I need to watch the rest for? I know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So my question to y'all is, are they still together, or was this just something that we saw that was just good for TV that could, develop into some type of crossover for Basketball Wives and her return and all that kind of stuff like that? Let me know in the chatterization down below, because I really don't know what's going on with it, and I assume we will find out on Monday. But for me, I like to know ahead of time. So anyway, there's that. The other thing that you will note about this trailer is that Brittany Renner and Brooke Bailey also get into it. Now, I don't know what is going on in this scene. I think there's an extra person that's been invited to this sit down ponderosa amongst the ladies. And whatever the case is, Brooke ends up standing up. And I think Brittany asked, well, why are you standing up or whatever? And Brooke is just like, I don't know what she said, something because maybe because I want to or something. I don't know. My feet hurt. I don't know. But the next thing we see is Brittany throwing a drink at Brooke Bailey. Now, if you guys know anything about Brooke, in my opinion, she ain't one to be played with, because she went a couple of rounds with Jackie, and they both came out of it looking a little a little worse for wear. So I don't know if I want to be playing around with Brooke Bailey. But Brittany Renner looked like she ain't got no fears. Okay. And listen, I ain't mad at a person with no fears. But this Brittany Renner, this lady seems like she's with the ish. Okay. So we're gonna have to see how this whole thing plays out. I wonder if you guys think that she will end up being like a breakout star, like maybe Drea or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Based on her online social persona. If you guys know anything about her or have seen her interview with Shannon Sharp, I think that you will have found that she is quite an intriguing young lady. Okay. The other thing that we do get to see in this is we get to see Jackie and Brooke sort of coming back together. Jackie does apologize for not being there for Brooke when, Brooke unfortunately, lost her daughter, which we're going to see the outcome of that. And I wonder if we're going to see any resolution between Jen and Jackie, because remember at the end of last season, there was this whole idea that Jen was going to, take some type of legal action against Jackie, and they really didn't end up in a good place. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that kind of either turns around or does not turn around. Also, another little fun fact, the reason why I included Shawnee, because I'm like, what's Shawnee got going on up on these shows right here? Because Shawnee will also be making an appearance on Basketball Wives Orlando as well. For you, Shawnee Henderson, okay? No longer Shawnee O'Neal. Shawnee Henderson fans out there, all of you, thousands and thousands and thousands of you Shawnee fans. Listen, I'm a fan of Shawnee. I'm a fan of any, any person of color that can, you know, build a franchise like this and keep it going and sustain it for all of these years and have people either love it or hate it. Because I mean, these days, I mean, it helps to either be loved or to be hated. Go figure. Anyway, let me know if you guys are excited about Basketball Wives Los Angeles or if you're more excited about Basketball Wives Orlando. And what you think about this whole situation with Tamar and JR, and if you are going to be going to see Tamar on tour. Hopefully you will. With that being said, that is all the tea that we got for y'all right now. I am hearing that the Married to Medicine trailer will be released either this week or next week. So if the trailer is released, we'll definitely come back and we'll discuss it because Married to Medicine is probably one of my favorite shows. I think it is probably one of the best shows on Bravo. If you don't know, now you know. All right. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next